Hello, my name is Daniel Anastasio, and today I will evaluate and discuss key elements of technology management, strategic initiatives, and the most likely future of one of the world's leading telecommunications provider, Vodafone. Let us first discuss the initiatives created and implemented by Vodafone in managing new technologies, internally and externally. According to Vodafone CEO Vittorio Colau, Vodafone has much to benefit from technology, especially with improvements in customer experience, boost revenue, and cost efficiency. The vision for the program is to digitally transform the company to personalize offers for customers, optimize channel mix, provide real time analytics to enable smarter network planning and predictive maintenance, and to simplify support activities in operations. As he reflected on this strategy, Mr. Colau identified three key areas. First is big data, especially with analytics for marketing. The second is automation, focusing on the use of chatbots. And the third is artificial intelligence. We will discuss these key areas a little bit more in depth in the course of this presentation. But for now, it is important to note a few praiseworthy actions taken by Vodafone in managing its technologies. First, the crawl, walk, and run approach, which is a very effective way to manage and deploy technology because it enables Vodafone to test and adjust them before it is diffused throughout the company. Actually, long before thinking of managing any technology in the company, executives at Vodafone have recognized the importance to manage their own personal development as technology rapidly advances. Although it is not possible to be on top of everything, executives at Vodafone have reported that to keep up with the changes, they have spent more time reading and learning from external sources, engaging with peers and groups internally, such as HR, to understand technology as it rolls out, and taking advantage of friendships and partnerships with organizations at Silicon Valley that have been pioneering development and management of new technologies in their operations and markets. In addition, Vodafone sponsors annual immersive programs on technology for executives with the purpose to mobilize them to think about technology and new ideas. The company not only encourages learning internally, but also returns it to the community with the creation of conferences, university speaking opportunities, and the youth program, which offers work experience to young people with the purpose to help society understand the tech skills required in this new technological environment. For Vodafone, maintaining balance in all functions of its operations is also another important strategy in the overall management of technology and the business. First, I will talk about how Vodafone balances speed of action versus careful deliberation in this technological environment. The main KPI in customer care is NPS, or Net Promoter Score. This technology enables Vodafone to configure and easily change flows. They can observe cycles and act quickly. The company is quick to release new technologies. Customers asked why they couldn't call Vodafone hotline via Alexa. It only took 2 weeks for Vodafone to develop and to launch such technology. On the other hand, when it comes to careful deliberation, the CEO himself carefully considers the speed at which Vodafone should pursue innovation based on the internal competencies of the company. The company believes in allowing each function to go at its own pace. The crawl, walk, and run approach is great at exemplifying this careful deliberation. When a new technology is discovered, they will first implement in one place during the crawl phase. If it works, they then integrate the learning in 3 other places during the walk phase. With continued success, the new technology is then deployed throughout the whole company during the run phase. Looking at internal competencies versus external reliance, it is important to note that Vodafone has several dedicated centers throughout the world that deals specifically with different technologies, such as the Technology Center in Egypt that deals with RPA or robotic process automation, and the Automation Center responsible to research, generate requests, build high-level technology, test and implement them into the company. From a human resources perspective, there are 3 expertise centers: the Talent Capability, HR Operations Functions, and the Real Work Practices Center that focuses solely on external ideas and solutions. Speaking of HR and considering external reliance, actually, HR encourages the company to move from relying on internal best practices to focusing more on the external radar. The company identifies what the trends in technologies are every year and then refine the training programs using internal and external resources. As we discussed earlier, it is part of the learning and development of executives to participate in external programs to help them develop ideas for technology. The CEO himself spends a week every year in Silicon Valley, meeting with individuals in the tech sector in order to carry out external benchmarking, and when he sees something really good, he copies it. The third way Vodafone balances technology management is through country level responsibilities versus centralized group action. We have spoken a little bit about the many group functions at Vodafone, such as customer care, HR expertise centers, and the dedicated technological centers. I just want to add now the product and services team that builds products and services for local markets and internal group functions, and the finance function that focuses on internal benchmarking across the group. In regards to country level responsibilities, Vodafone actually has a much decentralized structure. Although the company has a worldwide presence, the dignity and cultural differences of each country are well recognized. In fact, innovative ideas are encouraged to come from worldwide units, not from headquarters. A great example of such decentralization structure that impacts countries is the Workflow Library, created by the Customer Products and Services team, in which countries can also see what others had created as a user flow for specific technologies. This library allows teams across all Vodafone countries to learn from each other and be able to create technologies on their own based on the needs and differences of their countries. Although I believe Vodafone will continue to balance these technology management dimensions in the next decade, the greater shift would definitely be toward external reliance. Different from any other function in business, technology is a product of world development, especially when it comes to one of the key areas identified by Mr. Colau, which is big data. If Vodafone wants to continue to keep a finger on the pulse and keep up with the rapid changes in technology, it will have to rely more and more on external sources and partners. To the contrary, it will be left behind by competitors. As we have discussed, HR is already focusing on the external radar on how to build a talent pipeline and capabilities in technology management training. A lot of the learning and development of human capital comes from external sources, and it will continue to be that way. When the company looks for opportunities to expand in areas where it is not knowledgeable or needs certain resources, it builds on the partnerships with vendors throughout Europe and the world. As Vodafone continues to only insource the systems that reduce dependency on software middlemen, a greater dependency it has of its outsourcing partners all over the world. Lastly, as noted by the company's HR director, Ronald Scalikins, quote, Vodafone and the telecommunication industry has been inward looking and focused on optimization. But there is a lot happening in the external world that is probably more relevant for us now and tomorrow. Close quote. That's it. I want to thank you for having watched this presentation. I hope you have learned as much as I did about Vodafone and all these strategic initiatives it has implemented to properly manage technology now and in the years to come. Cheers.